going to reveal to you how you can get a menopausal but bikini body in just 8 weeks, just like my client, 45-year-old Jenny did. This science-packed method turned everything around for Jenny, and I've used this method now with over 13,000 women who have transformed their bodies through my program. So in this video, I'm going to show you precisely how you can do this for yourself. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. My name's Melissa Neal, and this channel is all about helping you if you're a woman over 40 or like me over 50, get in incredible shape, just like the 13,000 women who have been through my transformation programs, and these programs are specifically for women over 40. So what is a realistic time frame to get a transformation like Jenny did? Well, she did that in, believe it or not, just in 8 weeks. And when I initially showed her pictures online, and I'm going to show them here, people left comments saying that wasn't possible. I guarantee you these are her results. She actually had to hold up a printout at the start of the challenge and a separate printout at the end of the challenge, and so she absolutely did this. If you would like to take part in my transformation challenge just like Jenny did and be in with a chance of winning a whopping $10,000, click the link below and I'm going to give you details, but there are details on that link. But let's hear from Jenny now.
It's been the most amazing transformation. I would never have thought that I would be able to build actual muscle. And believe it or not, I actually did it from home as well too. I did have a good lot of weights, and and I did extra stuff too because I have really bad knees. I mean, before I couldn't squat or do anything. Now I can squat with weights. I can do the Bulgarian what are they called?
Bulgarian split squats. Everyone hates those. I make my partner do them, and he sort of breaks out into a sweat, and he looks at me every time I say, right, this is coming up now. Gives me a look like thunder.
Well, I'm doing them with the weighted vest at the moment because I bought one on Amazon and it was 15 kilos, and I honestly don't know what I was thinking. I thought it was a good idea at the time, and it turned out I couldn't walk with it, but I can actually do other exercises, so it worked out quite well.
You heard there, Jenny has pain problems, namely knee pain, and that is absolutely normal when you get to this time in life. But what you can do is actually strengthen the muscle around your knees, and strengthening your body in general is going to give you better mobility and stability. So I'm really glad that Jenny actually stuck at it and didn't let that put her off, and don't let that put you off. Maybe you're like me, you've got back pain, hip pain. A lot of women I work with have shoulder pain. You can absolutely do this. So I'm going to give you the step-by-step process. The number one thing is you need to be lifting weights just like Jenny did. This is part of the transformation puzzle for menopausal women, because what we find at this time in life, a lot of the stuff we did in our younger days, it just doesn't work anymore. And so Jenny implemented this, and you can see with her pictures, it absolutely worked. And why does it work? Well, it boosts your metabolism, and it gets your body's metabolism revved up, burning like a fire, and actually stripping fat like you've never known before. And so what Jenny did was focus on lifting weights for that 8 weeks, and you can see her fat just shrunk.
I've never ever worn a bikini, like ever, but I decided, okay, I'm going to buy a competition bikini because that's eventually what I'd like to do, which was a completely crazy idea. But, I do crazy things. So I just thought, yes, this is what I'm going to do. And this is what I'm going to wear for my photos if I look good enough.
To get that incredible transformation like Jenny did, she followed these exact steps that I'm going to share with you. So write this down. She quit worrying about the scale and got strong instead. That's number one. Number two, this is really important. She lifted weights 4 times a week. You can probably probably get away with 3 times a week. A better result in a short space of time if you do 4 times a week. And personally, I do 4 times a week. Yes, she did a small amount of cardio of 15 to 30 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week. That was it. She spent longer on lifting weights than she did on cardio. And she did all of this from home, by the way. Number 4, she stopped starving herself. She started counting macros, or I actually did that for her because we give women on this challenge their own meal plans. But she ate a protein-rich, nutrient-dense diet. Nutrient-dense just means that your plate's going to be really full with things like fruits and veggies and complex carbohydrates and protein. And this is what fueled her body for workouts. This is really important, not to starve yourself, because you're not going to get the full benefit of the workouts then. And now I'm going to show you exactly how you can implement this for yourself. Remember what I said about cardio. Don't want to be doing too much cardio. When you were younger, you were probably relying on cardio for fat loss. But as you get older, once you hit your 40s, 50s, 60s and beyond, you can no longer rely on cardio and you want to lean in to lifting weights just like Jenny did. That's because your metabolism has slowed down and you've lost muscle. You can see here I've gained muscle. But naturally, if you didn't do anything about it, you would lose muscle at a rate of 1% per year. So you want to be lifting heavy weights. Jenny did it from home. You can do it from home or at the gym, it doesn't really matter. But what you don't want is those 2-pound pink dumbbells. You want a proper heavy set of weights. So it's either barbells and dumbbells in the gym or in your home gym. You want to be buying £10, £20, £30 dumbbells, that kind of thing, maybe even £40. That way you're going to get something called progressive overload, which is really going to help you build muscle. Get this right and you're going to rev up your metabolism. But it's not just lifting weights that's going to rev up your metabolism. There's something really important that I'm going to show you that you need to do with food as well. And just as a reminder, if you'd like to take part in my 8-week transformation challenge and bag yourself a banging new body, just like Jenny did, and win $10,000, click the link below. But I'm going to talk about nutrition now. Would you love to be able to eat more food and just magically strip fat? It sounds impossible, doesn't it? But I promise you, it's not impossible. In fact, most women that work with me on my programs, they say, I'm eating more than I ever did before and I'm losing fat. I cannot understand it, Melissa. And Jenny did just that, and you can do it too. Jenny actually implemented my high protein meal plan. Why? Because protein combined with lifting weights is the thing that's going to give you that incredible bikini body, just like Jenny. However, you do need to support strength training with the right nutrition. And so the protein is going to help you build muscle, but there's one more thing about protein that's really important, and that's its thermic effect. So what does that mean? Eating protein is like this gift wrapped in wrapping paper. You've got to make all this extra effort, which you don't have to do with carbohydrates and fats, to get to that beautiful gift of protein. That's what your body's doing. And in doing that, it's burning more and more calories. It's working quite hard just to get to this beautiful gift of protein, which I'm going to reveal inside, and that's chicken, but it could be any type of protein. So how do you implement this? Well, Jenny was eating 140 to 150 grams of protein per day. That is a lot. If you're eating a standard European or Western diet or American diet, your protein day is going to look completely different, and I'm going to show you how now. Most women need to get in 130 to 170 grams of protein a day. Loosely speaking, you need a gram of protein per pound in body weight, or if you weigh like over 170 pounds, maybe you're 200 pounds, shoot for your goal body weight. So if your goal is to get to 160 pounds, have 160 grams of protein per day. I'm going to show you now. So Jenny was eating 140 to 150 grams of protein, and she had a meal plan laid out for her because that's what I do with the women in the 8-week challenge. But this is what it looked like. For breakfast, she had these amazing protein pancakes. For lunch, it was either chicken or tofu with potatoes and steamed veggies. For dinner, she had like shrimp, we call it prawn here in the UK, or maybe another vegan option like tempeh, with again lots of veggies. And then her snacks through the day, snack 1 was cottage cheese with berries, and snack 2 was rice cakes with PB powder, which is actually mixed up with water. It's a bit like peanut butter, but it's like 90% lower in fat and really therefore high in protein. You can see there, that is quite a lot of food through the day, but it's the right food. So that's the beauty of eating like that. You're gonna get like a massive amount of food in. Some people even say they can't eat all that food, and that's okay, you can kind of build up to it. However, the other beauty of protein is it actually makes you feel really full and satisfied. So it's like nature's Ozempic, nature's GLP-1, where you don't really want to eat anymore when you've had a really full and satisfying meal or snack that's really heavily protein based. So not only is it going to help you build muscle, it's going to help you burn fat, and it's going to help you sort of stop snacking and eating the foods that are wrong for meeting your goals. If that sounds good to you and you're really on board with getting that 8-week transformation, I'm going to show you now how you can do this and win $10,000. So in my 8-week transformation challenge, specifically designed for women over 40, we have cash prizes to incentivize you, to make you want to follow this and do this right. Because everybody needs some kind of motivation or incentive, don't they? So we have prizes of $2,000 for some of the winners and the grand prize of $10,000. I'm going to show you some success stories from this transformation challenge. You can see Sherry here. She won $20,000. Sherry was completely sedentary before she started this challenge, and she got those incredible results. And what about Jenny that you saw earlier? Well, she won $5,000 and got this banging new body. And 57-year-old Stephanie Conaway, well, she went away with $10,000 and a total mindset shift. So I promise you, you can do this too. Click the link in the description to sign up now for my 8-week transformation challenge, which I personally judge every single one of them. So I can't wait to see your transformation.